Okay. And how much do you want for it?
18,500.
I've been training
I
researched genuine chocolate
for a while.
collectibles, and I found that the vast majority of them are reproductions.
All right. Here's my big problem. It's made out of plywood. Exterior structural came out in 1938. So we're probably looking 40s or 50s art. It's really cool, but it's not. I don't think it's got the date for it. I'd give you like $700 for that.
We're literally his first customers.
Thanks for bringing it in, though.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm not buying the whole gear or deli thing.
I'm going to take the billboard home, and I'm going to find a collector who appreciates this for its true value.
It's Gahara Deli.
Sean, the H is silent. Okay? It's just the way some grammar is. The English language is a little weird.
Whoa, what are you guys arguing about now? Grammar police over here is trying to tell me that the H is silent in Gahara Deli chocolate.
I'm just saying, Chum, I think I know a little bit more about grammar than you.
And you're the authority on grammar and the English language all of a sudden?
I'm just trying to explain how to pronounce some words.
All right? Pronounce Massachusetts.
No.
Come on, just say it. Massachusetts.
There's a difference between not being able to pronounce something and pronouncing them wrong on purpose.
But you're perfectly okay with correcting Chum's grammar.
What I'm saying is...
Say Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts? Massachusetts?
Why don't we even talk to you guys?
Massachusetts?
Unemployment?
You can't fire me. I'll go open up a pawn shop in Massachusetts.
Yeah. This is so cute. Oh, those look delicious. Huh? Oh, that! I have that. That's so cute.
Your 1 pound loaf and a slice of bread, just in case the weight was a little bit off. There you go. It's a pretty simple design. Basically, the way it worked was you'd put your
Right.
right here, hang like this. Slide it to it levels out and read the mark, and that's what it weighs. How short for? I'd like to get $500 for the bear.
Look how happy Goldie is.
I bet you would. there's a lot fancier ones out there. I mean, I'll give you $100 for the pair.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I think I can get $100 a piece out of them.
Can you do a little bit better? Just a little bit? How about a couple hundred?
I go 130.
150?
130?
135?
130.
Oh, man. 130, you said?
$130.
Yeah, you want them. 130 bucks.
All right, cool. Let's go up front. I'll write you up.
Thanks. I'm taking the offer of $130 because I only paid $40 for them. So, probably just go out to eat. What do we got here?
A custom-built quad stringmaster guitar. It was built by Leo Fender for my father, Noel Boggs. He was an electric steel guitar player in the 40s and 50s. Started out with Roy Rogers and Bob Wills band.
Hey, forgive me, I've never heard of them. It's definitely really cool. I have seen lap steels I've never seen forward like this. I spent about 6 months as a kid trying to learn how to play a regular guitar. I couldn't imagine trying to play four at the same time.
I'm here at the shop today because I'd like to sell my dad's quad stringmaster guitar. My father was Noel Boggs, and this guitar was built by he and Leo Fender. Leo Fender was the originator and designer of Fender Electrics, which was and is one of the most prestigious guitar makers in the world.
What you have here is real interesting. Leo Fender and your dad basically created this. Is this kind of a one-off thing, or did they actually ever go into production with it?
All of my dad's guitars were one-offs. That they were the #1 in the very first part of the line. My dad was sort of the token player to see if it was going to work.
And I'm sure Leo Fender doing four at the same time. I think you probably need an expert like your dad. It's pretty cool. Rock and roll as we know it would not exist without Leo Fender. He created some of the world's most popular guitars without even knowing how to play them. The fact that he built this
I might get
himself makes it
copyrighted.
pretty badass. I just don't know enough to put a price on it. What are you looking to get out of it?
$50,000.
Okay, this is so far out of my realm, so I'm gonna have a friend of mine come down and take a look. He's just gonna know a lot more about it. Do you mind?
Not a bit.
I will.
I love the idea of an expert coming in to look at this guitar. He'll recognize immediately the value of it and the uniqueness of it.
War in the world. Yep.
Hey, what's up?
I have something kind of interesting. It is a Wheaties box that's signed by Tanya Harding.
I mean, when Tanya Harding was ever on a Wheaties box.
She was. That's Tanya Harding.
That's Tanya Harding.
Do you want to see some more Tanya Harding?
Yeah, let's see some.
I got some more Tanya Harding.
Were you friends with her or something?
Actually, the box is my mom's, and a friend of my mom's ended up being Tanya Harding's roommate. At some point when she moved out, there's a bunch of stuff essentially left for trash.
Never big on Wheaties stuff.
Tasted like really crappy raisin bran.
I'm coming in to see what I can get for a Wheaties box signed by Tanya Harding for a personal photograph.
Right, that's the
and
last.
a chaperone badge of her ex-husband's Jeff Blue. I'd like to ask for $500, but I'm gonna be happy going away with a couple $100 from it. It's cool to have, but maybe even
Take all my tokens.
This is really interesting.
You don't happen to have like a police baton in there, do you?
No, but I also have this in there.
Okay, the Jeff Galooly badge. I mean, this adds to the creep factor. It definitely does. I mean, it was the perfect made-for-TV movie back in the early 90s. I mean, you had Tanya Harding, who grew up kind of on the wrong side of the tracks, and you had Nancy Kerrigan, who had like every coach in the world by the time she was 12. You know, so they were always such rivals. And then this guy, Jeff Galooly, he was her husband. And
So
he
far
was
it's been the
basically guy
same
who
song.
likes to take it way too far.
Yeah, you're way beyond the next level, yeah.
I believe this is Jeff right there.
Yeah, he hired
Which is getting very annoying.
And he's the one who just basically destroyed her career. Even after getting clubbed in the leg, Nancy Kerrigan was still able to perform in the Olympics and win the silver medal. Well, Tanya Harding finished 8th place and didn't win anything. Karma is a bitch. It's neat though. I mean, there's people that collect Wheaties boxes.
Right.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee what the Tanya Harding Wheaties box is General Mills was probably talking to her if she won the Olympics. This is what the box is going to look like. Well, this would have been pre-Olympics or something like that. So what do you want for all the Tanya Harding stuff?
I was thinking about $500.
I feel like I could hire Tanya Harding to come down here and hang out for $500.
You mind if I have someone look at it?
Oh, please do.
Okay. Give Jeremy a call and have a look at it. Maybe there's something new.
All right.
I feel great about it next week. Checking these items out because they're completely legit. If I get the full $500, I'm gonna have to give it to my mom, and she is gonna be a very happy camper.
I don't know why that keeps on coming up.
Not to mention that her father and Leo Fender created it. I guess it's the first one, so.
My dad was no Bob.
Especially country swing and western swing stuff. He was kind of a guy. This was the master. Fender's top of the line. He probably had a bunch of
He did. He would go to Leo and say, I'm doing this job, and he's doing this.
Coffee.
I'm sure a guy like your dad probably played multiple tunings and songs, so it was almost a necessity to be able to have the 4 necks.
Leo would sit there and watch my dad play and see how he would work it, because my dad actually jumped from one neck to the other on the
Oh,
fly.
that's really cool. That's neat. Can we set it up?
Absolutely, would love it.
Leo Fender was an engineer who saw a need amongst a bunch of musicians and started building guitars and amplifiers. Noel Boggs was one of the go-to guys. It would have been really neat to sit in the room and listen to the ideas bounce back and forth between these guys in the infancy of electric instruments like this. So you have a master volume, a master tone control. It's kind of a trip because this one's modified. These are actually pickups. This is a total custom modification. I've never seen anything like that. That's really cool.
That's Leo Fender.
Just think that Leo sat there with him and came up with this idea is pretty amazing.
What is this thing worth?
You know, price-wise on something like this is kind of tough. If I were to put it in the shop or something like that, I'd probably put it out.
Oh, right.
15 grand maybe. But at auction it could go for way more than that. You never know. This stuff is so subjective. It almost should be in a museum somewhere. You know what I mean?
I get you. All right, I appreciate it, man.
No
Thanks for
problem.
that.
I mean, great meeting you.
Thank you. It's wonderful to meet you.
I've loved seeing this.
Thank you
It's
so
very
much.
cool.
Thank you.
I gotta go with my guy. If you're gonna hold my feet to the fire, I can offer you $10,000 for it. But if I were you, I would put it in an auction.
I think I'll wait. But thank you so very
Thank you
much.
very much. It was really cool. It was a really cool story to hear.
Thanks.
Take care.
$10,000 from my dad's history. With a little bit of a heartbreak. I'm going to sit with it a bit, and then I'm going to look at auction houses because I don't want to wait too long.
Something gesture.
The reason you bought it?
Yeah.
To remind her she's still got it.
Earlier today, a woman came in with a signed Tanya Harding Wheaties box.
95% of the time I'm
$6,500.
working.
I have no idea if that's a good price. So I called Jeremy down to take a look. There it is, Tanya Harding.
Very good. This is cool though. Jeff Galuli's badge. No kidding.
Now, the athletes, didn't they give them Wheaties boxes before a championship, just in case they were champions, they could put them straight in production?
Exactly. I mean, especially with Tanya Harding leading up to the Olympics in 1994. Take all the scandal aside, and she was one of the top-ranked, female figure skaters in the world. Skating prodigy since the age of 3. Traveled the world, which was a huge accomplishment for somebody like Tanya, given her humble roots. So Wheaties, they really wanted to put her
You know
face
where
as
my
the
bottle
champion
of alcohol
because,
went
she
to
was
that I
very
had
important to the
downstairs?
sport. Whenever
Rubbing
you
alcohol
hear the name
sitting
Tanya
by the
Harding, you
chair.
don't realize how good of a skater she actually was.
That's something
She
I
made it to the
use.
Olympics twice. She was a 2-time national
that?
champion. Plus,
That's
she was the
something I
first
use.
American female ever to
Oh,
win the
I
triple
didn't
X one
think you-
competition.
Is there a market for this
If
stuff?
you did, that would have
Well,
been
the Louise box itself, I mean, it's going to have a market. Promotional boxes like this, I mean, they're very rare to find. Maybe about a half a dozen of these would have been made for friends and family. And whenever something's notorious, it does gain value.
Yeah, I have no idea what's worth.
The photos themselves, I really can't put a value on. I mean, they're pretty unique. They're certainly not worthless. This badge right here, it's absolutely notorious. I think it's about a $50 item at least. The Wheaties box, at least $150 with a lot of room beyond that, given the right collector. You have about a $200 collection here.
I'll take it.
Okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Appreciate it, buddy. You got it. And good luck.
Thank you.
I don't know, man. I know Jeremy's right. It's probably got some value. I just don't think we can sell it. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do with it.
I'll give you $150 for it. It's weird, a little macabre, but I think that sort of adds to it, so.
How about 4? You have personal photos and the badge?
You know what? Jeremy said it's worth $200. I think I can actually probably get a little bit more. I mean, I'll give you the $200. That's it.
You can't do 3.
No, I'll give you $200.
There, now I'm ready for the concert. Mom, look. Look at my character.
Alright,
All right, sweet.
cool. Thank you.
Come with me over here.
She's ready for a concert now.
Since it's my mom's item, when I get the $200, I'm gonna have to give it right back over to her. I'm hoping that she'll just at least split it with me. She still comes up with $100. I can
That's
offer her
freaking cute.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm pretty good. I have a couple of interesting notes I think you would be interested in. I have a $50
in 1980, and I have an 1890 legal tender treasury note,
which is also known as ornate or a fancy money.
Okay, these are cool. And they're pretty damn rare.
This note is legal tender at its face value in payment. All debts, public and private. I'm impressed you can read that.
I pay extra money so you don't see the line on my bubbles.
The notes I'm selling are very high grade, very collectible. The cool thing is that notes are really portable artwork. You can take them and show them other people looking for $35,000. The least the willing to pay for them is somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000.
These things are great. These were precursors to the Federal Reserve list for our modern money. These were not backed by anything. They just printed them. But what gave them value is you could pay taxes with them and not pay taxes. They take everything you have and throw you in jail. Okay. So where did you get these?
On the internet, I was intrigued by the backs more than the fronts.
It's a greenback.
Yeah.
I just love everything about these. The original term greenback came from legal tender notes because they always printed them with greenbacks. We used to make some really, really pretty money.
We did. Gorgeous.
These bills are incredible. These things rarely come on the market, so I'd be shocked if one of them came in my shop, much less 2 of them. They're just cool. How much were they going to get out of them?
$35,000.
Okay.
$18,000 for the ornate back, $17,000 for the $50.
Okay. To tell you the truth, I have no idea if that's a great price or not. Let me call someone to look at them, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'll be right back.
I really feel good about an expert coming in because I've been out of the market for a while. But I think what really helped me make a more informed decision is to sell the notes.
Ronald Reagan. I've been right about 80% of the
Earlier, a guy came in with 2 pieces of U.S. currency from the late 1800s. So I called him my friend Peter, who is an expert on U.S. currency. This is why I call you in when I have this good
Oh, I
stuff.
love selling so much.
These are 2 very fantastic items.
I do not know.
This was an 1890 $20 legal tender. This series is far better and more valuable and rare than 1891. The government felt that it was easier to counterfeit a more ornate map. It's bizarre. So in 1891, it didn't have the intricacies that this note clearly does. The $50, surprisingly, even though it is a high denomination note, is actually more common than this note. Doesn't mean it's worth less or more, it just means it's more common. The collector basis for both notes are quite significant.
He didn't put his clothes on.
Rick, what are your questions you have about this?
Okay, it's the same I have with all this old paper money. I need to know what grade it is, and what's it worth.
Okay, that's an excellent question. I'm gonna use my light because these look to be in fantastic condition, actually. It does have a corner fold. You might see it. Okay, so you notice that. But I'll put this in the class of about uncirculated. So there's $50, quite nice, but it does look like something fuzzy was up here, some ink or a pencil. Someone definitely got a little creative, or tried to be.
So what are they worth?
Okay, the $20 treasury note, I would expect in auction to bring between 12 and 16,000, and the 1880 $50 legal tender note, I would expect to bring between 10 and 15,000 on a conservative basis.
Somewhere between 22 and 30, basically?
That's about right.
I think that sounds reasonable.
I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thanks, Rick. Good to see you. Some of the rarest of rare notes, actually, is a $1,890,000 treasury bank note that have sold upwards of nearly $3.5 million. If Rick can negotiate a deal for both these notes, I think it's an excellent buy.
What's your best price on it?
I'd like to get 30,000 for the two.
He just told you
We're
they
17.
weren't worth 30.
They're absolutely beautiful, and when they're this nice, they sell quick. I'll give you that.
I think you can get the 30 for it. 25.
I'll tell you what. I'll pay you at the bottom end of what Pete said. 22. I think I'll do all right.
Fine. You got a deal.
Sweet. Meet you right over there. We'll do some paperwork, man.
I'm taking it $22,000 because at the end of the day, that's a number that I can deal with, and I'm gonna look for another collection. So right now, it'll sit pretty in the bank account until that time comes.
You know that
Have you guys seen Tanya Harding Wheaties box?
It's really like, why are you guys running in circles?
Why don't you have that in your office? When we were buying
Applaud.
this, you said you didn't want anything to do with it. Now you love it. And you got all kinds of
there's some money floating in that.
Alright, and I'm listening to the same song over and over again. Don't you agree, Colby? I'll change to a different outfit.
Oh my God. Sometimes at work, I need a little motivation, so I've got the human skull and Tanya Harding.
Picture of your mother would have been fine.
You ready?
You might want to talk to a professional. It's really odd.
What?
My business yet, so fair.
I've been taking mental health advice from either of you.
Talk to someone.
Talk to you.
Oh, we got it, Dad.
It's not working because you're
I
collecting
didn't
body
even know it
parts.
was out. It's warm in here.
On this episode of Pawn Stars.
What I have is a scientific instrument called an equilibriostat.
It's a great piece of history, but does this thing actually work?
A Jimmy Jet flight simulator toy. This is pretty cool. Brand new mint condition, $400.
I think we're agreeing that it's not in mint conditions.
Yes, sir.
We got probably one of the rarest Hollywood documents you've ever had come in your store. About 185 signatures on here. Names that I'm sure you grew up with: Clark Gable, John Wayne.
That is pretty cool. So how much do you want to sell this for?
$16,000.
How much? And my shot,
Let right out.
family comes first, and money comes second. Depending on who you ask.
Oh, come on.
But the best part, you never know what's going to come through that door. This is Pawn Stars. What do you got here?
What I have is a scientific instrument that was used in the 1800s to measure the elevation of the railroad tracks, and is called an equilibriostat.
Equilibriostat.
That's a little tricky on words.
I mean, it looks like a super high-tech level.
Yeah. I'm selling an equilibriostat. It's a railroad scientific device that helps measure the angle on the railroad tracks going into a bank. There's only a handful within the United States. It's a unique item, and I thought it would be best suited to someone else that would have more time and effort and value to appreciate the item.
Okay, that is definitely cool. Do you know much about this?
Basically what they would do is set this up, pull this down, and on a regular railroad car, as it's going through the turn, it would tip. If you exceed a certain angle, the train may tip over.
It's a great piece of history. It really is. When they were building the railroad all throughout the 1800s, they had equipment that you wouldn't think was that accurate, but it was mind-blowingly accurate because time is money. You know, they wanted all those curves at the right exact angle because they didn't want to slow down too much more. And they definitely didn't want the train going off the tracks because that cost them a fortune. That's a scientific instrument there.
Actually, it is.
These things are really highly precision instruments, and it's really crazy to see one in this good a condition when they're this old. Things like this were really far away, and they changed hands a lot, and eventually, people didn't even know what they were.
Get the hell out of the way, dog.
So, I'm assuming you want to sell it.
Absolutely.
And how much do you want for it?
$1,200.
How'd you come up with that number?
It was just something that I thought would be relevant.
Okay. I mean, it's old railroad, so there's people who will want it. Everything old railroad. There's a collectability to a degree. This is a little obscure, but I don't imagine there's a lot of these out there.
I don't believe so.
If you don't mind, I have a friend who's a railroad buff that deals in everything railroad. Do you mind if he comes down just a little bit?
No, no problem.
I'll be right back. Hang on.
All right. I'm absolutely looking forward to having an expert come in. Any knowledge is good knowledge, and I'm looking forward to understanding how much the real value and the rarity.
What do you got here? I got a old movie poster in 1957, The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, huh?
Yeah. And it's about the way everybody comes to Vegas for the big hotels, the casinos, the hotties, or the freaks.
Well, this is a church, so...
I came to the pawn shop today because I want to sell this old Hunchback of Notre Dame poster that I have. It's got some folds, and it's got a couple of pinholes. But overall, the color is still pretty good. It's a nice piece for somebody to hang in their home. I don't know a whole lot about the movie, other than I like Gina Lollobrigida.
Yeah, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Even if you have never seen the movie, you still know what it's about. You see a hunchback named Quasimodo. He was a bell ringer at the Notre Dame Cathedral, and he fell in love with this beauty right here. I think later on in the movie, she kind of pitied him after he got beat up by this angry mob of people here.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got here.
I know that it was made in 1957.
No! Alright, as I look around, it's got a little more damage. Right. There's a little tear there, there's a tear there. I mean, it's definitely a nice piece, and the colors do look good. They're still very bright. So, how much are you looking to get for it?
I would like to get about $700.
That $700 is going to be way
out of
my price range.
Well, what do you think your price range is?
I'm really looking, you know, at like the $75 range. I've seen these things go as low as $40.
I can't do 75.
You know the flat fish.
Making it 100 so I don't feel like I got beat up all that bad in here today.
I really wish I could, man. I really do. I'm gonna be filming at $75,
I don't want to take it home with me. It's too far.
Alright, let's do it. $75 is a deal. Alright. So, you can just leave this right here.
I didn't get what I wanted today, but I'm going to take it to the sports book and I'm going to put it on Alabama to win the national championship next year.
So you're going to sell it and gamble the money. That's kind of stupid. I mean, you gamble a portion of the money, but... Summer, would you go back and get your brother, please?
Earlier, I brought in a railroad measuring instrument from the 1800s. It's really cool, but I have no idea what it's worth. So I called in Mark, my train guy. If there's anybody who will know what this is, it'll be him. This is a...
Equilibria stat.
Equilibria stat.
So it is. It is a very cool piece. It was designed by D.J. Whitmore,
and he was the chief civil engineer of the Milwaukee Road during their Pacific extension.
So does this thing actually work?
It appears that it does. They would mount this in the car, and as the railroad car went around the curve, if the elevation was at a kilter, it would move one way or the other way, and you could see that in the mercury going through the tubes.
What would it be worth?
Frankly, I've never seen one before, so it is a very unusual piece. But it's very well made, and it looks to be in excellent condition. I would say somewhere between $2,000 and $5,000.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, thanks, man.
Thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you.
I was in the middle of trying to get your freaking attention.
It's very rare.
Sorry.
And that is the first one I've ever seen.
I think this would be having to rewatch with an hour of video.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to rewatch it for an hour
And
of
also rail box.
Okay. What's your best price?
Well,
Don't
knowledge
mumble.
helped me increase the price.
Yeah.
And, how about $3,500?
Damn thing I can't get
No,
out of
I mean it's a really
I've
weird thing
been there,
to
but I
find
can't get
for,
back.
and you have to double find one.
That's true. That's true.
I'm gonna assume I'm gonna get 2 out of it, and I would be more than willing to pay you $1,000 for it. It's gonna sit for a long time. I have to find a customer for it, or I have to put it on auction, or I have to ship it off somewhere. It's work selling it, okay, and it costs me money to sell it.
Yeah, could you do a little better?
You do $1,100. Thanks, man. I'll get you right over there, and we'll get some paperwork.
The expert aided me in understanding the rarity and value of this crane. I would spend the money on a vacation in Colorado on my motorcycle. Oh man, what is that? Wrigley's Gum Vending Machine.
Okay, I'm assuming it took a nickel?
Yeah, it looks like it did. That's about all I can figure out.
Yeah, and double their most popular gum. You won awards for the jingle, double the fun. Everybody remembers the twins, and coincidentally, there's just 2 twins right there.
I came to the pawn shop today because I wanted to sell my vintage Wrigley gum dispenser. Then a Wrigley juice and fruit brand. My granddad actually kept a pack in his pocket. That's what I bring back some memories for. Yeah, well, looking to get $500 for it. I mean, everybody knows Wrigley's gum. Somebody's got to be out there that finds something like this valuable and wants to buy it. That's cool. Where in the world did you get this? Actually, my granddad was kind of a pack rat back in the day. When he passed away, we went through his garage and he had about 1 million old things like this. And this one looked kind of cool, so I kept it for myself.
Okay.
The Wrigley Company is the world's largest maker.
That looks creepy.
He was actually selling soap, but in order to get people to buy the soap, he was giving them free pieces of bubble gum. The funny thing was that his gum was more popular than his soap, so he stopped and started selling the gum. What do you want to do with it?
I need the vacuum cleaner with that little...
Any idea what you want to figure out of it?
I was hoping to get $500 if that's possible.
You know,
Now I need a rainbow.
Yeah, I know it.
later.
I wanted to take a look at that.
But $500 for this, I mean, there's no way. Here's what I'm going to tell you, buddy. There was millions of these things created, and you'd have to almost give it to me for free, and what I would pay for
Yeah,
it,
it's
I
still
almost break even
downstairs, isn't it?
restoring it.
Yes,
I can't get an offer from it. It seems it's really old. Somebody might find some use out of it.
I mean, there's no money here.
All right.
All right, man, take care.
Thank you. I was a little bit upset. I came in here thinking he was going to make me an offer, thinking that there's somebody out there who will buy it. It should have been valuable to him. I absolutely think he is making a mistake by letting me walk out of that door with that vending machine.
Hey, how's it going? Good. What do we got?
We've got probably one of the rarest Hollywood documents you've ever had from your store.
So, first off, who's Harry Carey? If it's not the baseball announcer.
Harry Carey was like the first major Hollywood blockbuster in film after the silent era. About 185 signatures on here.
That is pretty cool, but it sort of sucks that they're so crammed together like this. You know, just being a businessman, I like much more space apart so I can cut the thick pieces.
I'm selling a rawhide parchment presented to Hollywood legend Harry Carey and signed by 185 Hollywood legends. I'm asking $16,000. I'd like to sell this piece because I'd like to buy some items that I think would be more in line with what I like to collect.
I mean, it's really, really cool.
Samuel Goldwyn, John Ford, William Wyler, Elia Kazan, Clark Gable, John Wayne, Mickey Rooney, Ronald Reagan is over here. Names that I'm sure you grew up with, the names you know up to your adulthood.
It does have some incredible people on it. Judy Garland.
Cecil B. DeMille is there.
And everyone has heard that term. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. I've never heard of Harry Carey, the actor, but apparently he's got a lot of famous friends. With 200 autographs, this might be a new record for the shop. But with this many autographs comes a lot of concerns. So you want to sell this?
Yeah.
So how much do you want to sell this for?
$16,000.
Okay. First off, you have some amazing autographs here, but one of the big problems you have here is generally when you have a bunch of autographs together, they make more or less. You got some neat stuff here and some stuff I just don't know how it's going to affect the price. Give me a few minutes. Let me call someone and get them down here to take a look at it. Legit, and help me figure out a price. Okay? I'll be right back.
That'd be great. This piece, because I'm confident that it's completely authentic. I'd love to have the certification.
Hey, how you doing? What do you got here?
Jimmy J Flight Simulator. This is pretty cool. We're playing it. I take the world about 10 or 12 times flying this thing myself. So I'm sure somebody else will enjoy it.
You must have a pretty good imagination because if I remember, this thing doesn't do much.
Oh, it does everything. Go ahead. What I brought in today is my Jimmy J Deluxe Flight Simulator. I got this flight simulator from my grandparents' garage. I'm looking to sell the Jimmy J Flight Simulator for $400. So I can make a deal. I put that money to a real flight simulator and go save the day.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. So, Deluxe Reading Company, they were just a toy manufacturer in the 1960s. They made toys for the grocery store, and you could get them also in a few catalogs. This company kind of pushed that movement and bringing toys into the grocery store. Selling toys at supermarkets is a great idea, and it must have worked, because today even big companies like Toys R Us have products on grocery store shelves. Food and toys all in one place, it's like the best of both worlds. But this is pretty cool, just overall. It's got the shape of a car. You can see like the tail lights here. It's almost got this hood ornament up here, which is pretty cool. And it looks pretty high tech. I mean, you got an altitude meter, time meter, RPM meter, Mach 2, airspeed. Okay, let me check it out.
Right there, those are your controls.
So, let's see, alright, so that turns it on. You gotta hold that up.
Control right there.
Yeah, you just steer it.
Trying to get a pass.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Now I remember my toys were so much
Don't
better.
get it. Every time I go to step around, or any one of you, you look at me and you step right where I'm going.
Get for it.
I looked it up. Brand new mint condition.
Okay.
$400, sir.
Okay. I think we're agreeing that it's not in mint condition.
Fair enough. Just try $150.
We should try to get $150, but not here. As popular as they were, it does have some cosmetic issues to it. So, I'd like to give you 20 bucks for it.
20 bucks, that's extremely low. Let's try 75.
35 bucks, man. It could sit in here for a year, it could sit in here for 3 weeks, I really don't know.
You can take it home for yourself. That's kind of what I'm feeling here.
Oh, I don't know if I should go any higher on it, it's just so cool. I'll give you 45 bucks for it, I can't do a penny more.
Yeah, let's do it. 45 bucks.
It's a deal.
I'm good with that.
Alright, meet me right here at the front.
Alright, let's go. $45 seems like a fair price. I fulfill my need for speed. It's time to pass it on to the next generation, and somebody else will save the day.
I think it was Nintendo. It couldn't have been Hello Kitty. Nah, it could have been Transformers.
Knew it.
I said it could be Transformers.
I mean, it's too different to be for Hello Kitty.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't Hello Kitty. I knew it was either Nintendo for Transformers.
Hello Kitty's always cute. So.
So, Harry Carey, the silent movie star that I never heard of.
Well, most of us don't really know about that stuff, but I do know from, entertainment history, Hollywood history, the guy was in a ton of things.
It was designed by like a who's who of Hollywood 1941.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of a cool piece. Well, most people know Harry Carey as an obnoxious broadcaster for the Chicago Cubs, but the other Harry Carey is a silent screen star, is actually a guy that John Wayne modeled a lot of his acting after. Well, let's have a look at it. I mean, the first thing I want to do is I want to check out the econ here, and I just want to get a better idea of what I'm dealing with. And I'm just going to kind of place it over. This is rawhide here. We're dealing with this area here, overlapping here, again up on top, and I'm just going to keep coming along here. And again, we see it again, and there's no doubt I'm seeing econ here. So that's a good thing, I think. The second thing I do want to start looking at is some of the names we have on here. The first one I'm going to start with is Clark Gable. And what I'm looking for is this nice, beautiful every letter signature. He formed this big G here. It wasn't a straight up cursive capital. We can see here, kind of looking at the same thing. Let's look at John Wayne himself. This signature of John Wayne, you see he's kind of rolling that O in there. He's doing the same thing throughout here.
So the big question is, I mean, what's it worth? Because you have all these great signatures, but you have other signatures written over signatures.
Yeah, you have to find that, uber Hollywood person that really wants this.
Mom, is it true that some certain plants need plant food?
Some plants need plant food.
Huh. Will you teach me what type of plants need that? So I know when I'm older. I'm thinking of having a small garden. Some will be roses.
So what's your bottom dollar? Give me $3,500.
Wow, that's a lot less than what I was considered. I think I'm gonna hold on to it. But I thank you very much for the offer.
Okay, there's no way we're gonna be able to make a deal?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, thanks for bringing it in.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks. I think to the right collector, this piece is worth more than my asking price was. This piece is gonna hang on my wall until the right person who can appreciate it comes along.
Chum, the old man said he left my loop on the desk. Have you seen it?
No.
And by the way, have you seen that Jimmy Jim toy?
I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Here you go. I'm gonna take that home.
That's what we paid for it, right? 45?
Yeah, but I won it, so that's why I bought it.
I can't buy and sell stuff for the same price, because if I do, I lose money.
Yeah, but you don't have to store it or nothing. I just bought it from you like that. Boom. Now you see it, now it's gone.
No, I want 60 bucks. I mean, it's all the little stuff. It's the paper for the pod ticket. It's the ink that writes it up. It's the wear and tear on the computer. It's the lights.
I'll throw you an extra 5. Don't stop tripping.
What are you guys arguing about? He wants to buy something for what we paid for it.
Tell him I always buy stuff for what we paid for.
What's he want to buy? He's trying to buy that Jimmy Jet machine for what we paid for it.
I literally just sold it. Guy's walking out of the store right now.
What?
How much sell it for?
Don't worry about it. Sold.
Aww.
Alright. Solves that problem.
On this episode of Pawn Stars.
She really wanted it.
2 items of my Dr. Seuss collection.
I really like him. Dr. Seuss is a huge part of American culture. I even made my kids green eggs and ham.
What is that?
It's actually an antique police baton. Can hold a whole
Looks like a
canister of tear
lightsaber.
gas.
Oh, that's different. Is it legal?
Like the hilt of it looks like a lightsaber, doesn't it?
Dance of Death. It's a book from
Could I have a few?
1547.
It is
Jesus.
really cool.
This is officially my favorite.
Me too.
Anytime you look at.
Whoa.
Right?
At my shop, family comes first, and money comes second. Depending on who you ask. But the
May I please have some as well?
what's going to
Thank you. Why is this so on?
Hey, Rick. Hey, what's up, man? I brought you one of the most positive and uplifting books I've ever brought you. Okay. The Dance of...
It makes me feel like I'm not going alone. They love what they do here, and I can tell. It's love. It really is.
The amazing work the doctors and nurses do is only possible because of people like you.
Oh yeah, Mom.
Because the amazing people who support them, they bring
I was wondering why
so many kids in need every single day.
the button here was so flat. Like, the button doesn't protrude out as much as it should.
You stole my seat.
We'll send you this adorable lunch to the rescue blanket as a reminder of all
They
the
stole
kids
my
who help me every day.
Okay.
And for Giving Tuesday, your gift is a
I was wondering why the button here, the power button,
without your donation.
wasn't out as far as it should, because it's not just a power button.
Kids that aren't able to walk, run,
It's a fingerprint
ride
scanner.
bikes, and live their dreams. This is my home. A place where you can get the best care anywhere.
Please call or go to loveshriners.org. Thanks to a generous donor, every dollar you give for Giving Tuesday will go 3 times as far to help more kids. Thank you.
Time is running out, and the holidays are coming fast. Is your kid for our Black Friday deal? All purple weekend lawns and get up to 70% off.
Wow, that's all I have to say.
Schedule your free in-home, in-store, or online 3D design consultation today and get a beautiful new kitchen this holiday season. Plus, get our lowest prices of the year now through December 3rd.
Minutes to go. Wow.
Missed the hand. High five.
Applying for HomeServe pays for the cost of repair costs for water lines. And you send a qualified contractor. The American dream of owning a home doesn't need to be a nightmare.
On the exhaust fan going.
With HomeServe.
On the exhaust.
Oh.
Call 1-800-355-9128 or visit
Whoa.
HomeServe.com.
Yeah.
Growing up, I had a serious issue with my relationship with food, so I joined Weight Watchers. Never looked back. I've lost 70 pounds, and I learned to embrace every version of myself along the way.
What should we do?
I'm going to cashnetusa.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need.
Thank you.
This is the sound of this season's favorite gift. For a limited time, Omaha Steaks favorite gift package that includes our famous bacon wrapped filet mignon, our delicious air chilled chicken breast, burgers, fries,
Would you like
and
one?
desserts, all for just $89.99. That's 64% off. Order now to include 4 more burgers for you. This exclusive TV offer is our
Buy my glass, buy my chair.
Order today at omahasteaks.com.
Right here, Summer. Where's the damn glass?
I had to think for a bit, Mom.
I still don't understand.
No, all you gotta do is look.
Don't you see, Higgins? The plane I found in Kahuku Lagoon was a Corsair, a World War II vintage plane. Nevertheless, so was the Navy JRB that tried to run me off the road. A possible connection between a plane which has been submerged at the bottom of the ocean for 40 years and the Navy JRB which tried to run me off the road.
I have studied Aristotle, Socrates, William Friedrich Hegel, Bertrand Russell.
It's this side.
College
Stop.
campuses debating the virtue of dialectic versus symbolic syllogism. I have written scholarly articles on the need for a new, more dynamic logic. But nothing in my life is prepared me. I was right. Lieutenant Stephen Parker, Marine Corps pilot. He flew A-6 intruders in Vietnam. There were thousands of Marine pilots in Vietnam. What makes you think that Parker was the man in the Navy JRB? Don't you see, Higgins? It's symbolic. His son is killed in a boating accident, except maybe it's not an accident. Maybe someone who's still around has something to do. And that someone is the only person in the entire island who owns a vintage World War II airplane. So, Khalid, take the leap. Find
all my pressure into that and it won't.
So you say.
Sophie!
Freaking ceiling. Why do you think they're barking?
Doesn't matter.
I wish I got off so easy. I paid $500,000 to Parker. I just can't believe it. Right. You're right. Parker didn't plan to go with that. What if you're wrong? Don't you think it's time to find out for sure? There's a small deal with a couple of anchors.
Click on the interactive magazine option where you'll find bonus content, videos, and downloads. Sign up for your free monthly subscription or download your copy today on our KCM website.
Remember now, we're studying the command authority, the command of a follower of Jesus Christ. And don't forget KCM.org/notes. So glad you could be with us today. We have a lot to go through, and like the guy said, we've got a long way to go in a short time to get there. We praise God for you. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, this is Kenneth Copeland and Professor Greg Stevens and all of the class here reminding you that God loves you and we love you. And Jesus is.
Here you go. Your nice warm blanket.
Find out more about Kenneth Copeland Ministries and how we can help you grow in faith. Visit our website, acm.org.
We have a free resource to help you study and apply the Bible-based truths you just heard. Download the video feed podcast study notes today at kcm.org/tvnotes. Collect the notes from each week and use them in a group Bible study. Use them as a resource to teach from, discuss the scriptures, and key points to absorb family believers. Gain understanding from all the teachings on the Leader's Voice of Victory broadcast. Get the whole week of notes today at kcm.org/tvnotes.
Coffee. Coffee. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Victor Channel Update for Monday, December 2nd, 2024. I'm Tim Fox, and here's what's happening tonight here on the Victor Channel. Don't miss Flashpoint with special guest host America's Constitution Coach Rick Green. You'll have with him tonight Lance Wallnow and Pastor Hank Cooper. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Then join Kelly Copeland as she discusses receiving the fresh manna. Learn how to receive an open heart for a fresh encounter with Jesus and bring new revelation to your hungry soul. That's 9 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Central. And then
I can pull it out on one side.
Put it in there and don't worry about it. Leave it falling out the gut. What do you think? Yeah. Yeah.
On the set tonight, and the fact is that Gene just went too far. He finally pushed it too far in the comments. So Lance and Hank and I are not off the island, but we were both to the island. But from what's going on on top of Hank, that's exactly the one tonight. Well, you notice that somebody's missing, and a much well-deserved vacation for a few days this week. But guys, I just wanted everybody to know it was 3-0, and someday we'll tell Gene what happened.
He's on vacation. I thought he was doing something like going to Washington or doing something. I didn't know it was vacation.
Yes, but
I'm coming in tonight and Gene's on vacation. Okay.
He appreciates your extra work, Lance. Extra night for you this week. Hank, of course, appreciate you being here as well. And Gene wanted to say something to the audience about missing out this week.
Hey, Flashpoint Army, Gene and Terry here. We are not in the studio. This is real. What you see behind us is real. Just wanted to come on and say thank you, Rick Green, for hosting tonight. Thank you for all the guys at work. We're taking a much-needed break.
In a few seconds,
And I tell you, I just don't want to come home right now. I want y'all to come here with us.
You mean you're actually going to be nice to Rick today?
I am nice to Rick. Thank you, Rick, for giving us the opportunity to host the show, keep us current, but also let us come down here and take a break. So we'll get on with the show.
We miss you all back at the studio and back.
Not that much. Not that much.
We do miss them.
Okay.
We love you all, but you have a wonderful show, and we look forward to being refreshed and bringing you more stuff next week.
That's right. We'll see you.
Bye.
Well, I noticed something in the video, Lance. He didn't thank you. He only thanked me. What's the deal? I mean, even when he's not here, he's getting little digs in on you.
Yeah,
You know, he makes it sound like it's an emergency. Hey, I'm going to need you Tuesday night. Something's come up. Well, and then the palm tree, typical Gene. That's what he does to me.
Hey, Pastor Hank.
Something came up.
Yeah, something came up. Hey, listen, we really, in all seriousness, we love our banter here on the program and having fun with each other. And we also recognize there's a Sabbath that's needed and there's rest that's needed sometime. And man, we watched Pastor Gene just do incredible things this year. He and Terry have been working so hard and have done so much to help save our country. So it's actually good to see them out there on the beach.
Yes. I mean, you think about it, he's been doing this for over 4 years and hasn't really taken a vacation, so I'm really glad to see that. And I'm also glad that they didn't get a camera shot of his legs that probably need to be tanned, I'm sure. So let's leave that part out.
Small blessings.
Yeah, small blessings. Well, we know when they pass away, the mice will play, and apparently President Biden knew that Gene was going to be out for a few days, and so he decided to, of course, pardon his son. While Gene was gone, he couldn't comment on it, but we will, of course, comment on it. And if you take a look at the statement from President Biden, just a couple of things to point out here. He says down towards the end of his statement, there has been an effort to break Hunter, who has been 5.5 years sober, even in the face of unrelenting attacks and, notice this phrase, guys, selective prosecution. For my entire career, I have followed a simple principle. Just tell the American people the truth. They'll be fair-minded. And here's the truth. I believe in the justice system. But as I've wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process, and it led to a miscarriage of justice. Well, bringing in Nate Schatzline with us tonight as well. Nate, your organization is called Liberty and
justice. I don't think the justice that we think of in terms of biblical, blind, equal justice is what the president is referring to here. What do you think?
You know, maybe he means social justice. Maybe what I know to be true is that he has no problem with our current and future coming in President Donald J. Trump being prosecuted to the fullest extent, even if it's a kangaroo court. And so I find it hilarious that, you know, he said over and over and over, Rick, I'm not going to pardon my son. You know, call it mental decline or just call it flat out lying. Just yet again, the way that the Biden administration has failed America and truly betrayed the people by taking these horrific crimes and just saying, oh, let's throw those out the window and act like they never happened. So I'm curious to see what Congress is going to do in pulling him back in and trying to compel testimony because, my goodness, I mean, this is just an absolute injustice that we're witnessing right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's interesting how this is playing out, how people are responding to it. It could actually play in Trump's favor. Here's a quick clip from Scott Jennings over at CNN.
Joe Biden is leaving office making the strongest possible case for Donald Trump that anybody could possibly make it, and that's that our government and our justice system is of, by, and for the elites and nobody else. He ran to banish Trumpism from our political system in this country, and he has left it politically and now institutionally the strongest possible political force in this country. It is a complete and utter failure by the head of the Democratic Party and the President of the United States. Never again do I want to hear, oh, Donald Trump's a liar. You can't believe anything he says. Donald Trump will abuse his power. Donald Trump will only use the system to benefit himself and his family and so on and so forth. Never again. I have one question for Karen, and that is, why did he need an 11-year blanket pardon going back to 2014 when Joe Biden was the vice president? We are sitting on the biggest cover-up of who knows what crimes, and Joe Biden amazingly knows exactly, roughly, when it started. He knows just about when it all started. He's leaving office in complete and total disgrace. He is a liar, and there is no other way to spin this today. This has nothing to do with Trump and everything to do with the character of Joe Biden.
Pretty strong words from Scott. Lance, what do you think? I mean, could it possibly play to the favor of the Trump administration the way this is playing out?
Well, yeah, and let me go to a slightly different thought on this, Rick. I wanted to get your feedback. I think as a Christian, and this may not go along with the audience, but so be it. As a Christian, I don't want to prosecute